Halloween is fast approaching and you may be looking for some good reads for this time of year. We've invited Pat Cawiezell from Magic City Books to join us and bring some sample ideas for the next few months. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Leanne.
I'm so thrilled. I'm really trying to do more reading in my adult life. I mean, we read as kids all the time, but you guys have done great, even through the pandemic, kind of pivoting and making things happen.
That's right. That's right. We've done a lot of in-person programs since we opened the store back in 2017, and then the pandemic kind of changed everything for us and we had to move to virtual programs. But we've got some great books to discuss today for Halloween, some spooky reads, and since we're on Channel 6, I thought I'd bring 6 books over.
I love that. I love that idea. Okay, and you brought a variety. You brought some kids stuff and some adult reading.
That's right.
So let's just go through these and kind of give me the thumbnail sketch.
Yeah, so this first one is called Skeleton Tree. It's by an Oklahoma author, Kim Ventrella. Kim's based in the Oklahoma City area, and this is more spooky than scary, but you know, there are those middle grade kids, elementary school kids that like to be a little bit scared but not really scared, and it's a perfect book for that crowd.
I like the fact that we're also promoting somebody local,
That's
which
right.
is, I think, a great idea too. Okay, this one, I'm going to find a good page on this one because I want to make sure. This is such a cool book too.
Yeah,
Tell us about
so this is Kid del Toro, and this is a book about that's the story of the film director Guillermo del Toro, and it's written in both English and Spanish. And so the left side of the book mostly is the English, the right side of the book is in Spanish. And so you can read the story both ways. It's about him growing up and wanting to read scary stories, and his grandma being actually the scariest person around. It's a really wonderful,
so
fun little book.
Age-wise on that one?
You know, younger, the kind of book that you are reading to the child.
Right. And if they are in a program, an immersion program, it'd be a great way to learn some Spanish.
That's right.
Okay, this one is an adult read.
Yes, and this one is another Oklahoma book. Hell in the Heartland is the case of that 1999 tragedy that happened here in Oklahoma. 2 young teenagers were having a sleepover, and in the morning the trailer's on fire. Jax Miller is an author who came to Oklahoma and did a lot of research and talked to the families and talked to everybody. I know there's been some more developments in that case since the book came out, but it's a really excellent book.
Okay, and this one?
The Tulsa City County Library selects a book as their one Tulsa book every year, and Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia was the choice this year. It's a classic horror story set in Mexico, and just a really great read, and one that a lot of your neighbors are probably reading too, so a good one to pick up. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, now you also brought a couple of others, Gothic Horror, which is one that has a lot of a variety of stories.
Yes, and so this one is, sometimes we have a hard time deciding what to read exactly, and so a collection of a lot of different things, or maybe you don't know who you'd like, and so you can sample different authors through that book, through the classic Gothic Horror, and they're short, and if you don't like one, you just skip past it and move on to the next one.
I like that idea, and I saw Edgar Allan Poe on there, which I'm a big fan, so I think that would be one. And then if it gets too scary, you just, you can skip ahead.
That's right.
Not worry about it.
That's right. Okay. And not everybody likes scary books.
Right.
And so this last one that we have here is a cocktail recipe book. It's based on the stories of H.P. Lovecraft, and so there's a spooky element to it, but at its heart, it's really just a cocktail cookbook, and one that anyone can really kind of get on board with.
I think that is very clever. Well, let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned a lot of the virtual events that have been going on. I was so impressed. You've gotten some big names, John Lithgow and Ron Howard. And
That's right.
This has given you, I mean, despite the pandemic, it's really offered opportunities, opened up across the country.
Yeah, so we were able to pretty quickly move into doing virtual events, and we've done close to 200 now. And they're done mostly on the Zoom platform. It's really opened up an opportunity for us to be able to connect an author with another author. And so usually doing the events here locally, we have some great interviewers that can kind of talk to people, and we've done some really wonderful in-person events in Tulsa through the last years. But now we can actually put people in conversation with another author. And so you mentioned Ron Howard. That was a partnership event that we did with a bookstore in Los Angeles and the publisher, and being able to do that. We did one with Trisha Yearwood recently, where her sister was on, and we were able to do that and partner events like that.
I love that idea. And I know you guys are getting ready for your 4th anniversary. In fact, we're inviting Pat to come back on right before their big 4-year celebration and talk a little bit about some of the other events that will be coming up. Let me just remind you, Magic City Books, located here in downtown 221 East Archer, Monday through Saturday 10 to 9 and Sunday 10 to 5. We'll put a link to their website at our website. Check out newson6.com.